don't know. We just usually just call, like my grandma, we just call her Nana for short. But funny that you guys called yours. Well, I won't make something up. Never mind. Anyway, Vishwat, nice to have you. Good. Deepak, are you? Yeah. Deepak, have you been on this call before? By chance? Deepak is shy. I'll just harass people until they say something. Good. Well, so Ibuka Irugabu, have you been on the call before? Have you had a chance to introduce yourself? If not, yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Where are you calling in from?
From Nigeria.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it's not nearly as early in the morning for you as it is for me. So good. Hey, nice. Good of you to jump on. We end up talking a lot about, well, front end concerns. And I have a challenge, well, maybe two challenges for people today. I'm going to on the call, but Ibuka, nice to have you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Oh, you said this is for front end, right?
We largely we have so much to talk about on the front end that, yeah, it sort of fills up the agenda. It's not that other topics aren't welcome, but there are a couple of other calls that tend to be back end focused or DevOps focused. Yeah. All right, fair enough. I've probably wasted enough time on, well, not wasted, but I've spent enough time with bad jokes and getting to meet people that we should probably move into the agenda. And so if you didn't get a chance to say hi, just please, do so in the chat and we'll harass you there, I'm sure. But other than that, Shivam, do you want to take the first couple of agenda items? And
yeah, sure. Thank you everyone for introducing themselves. So first item is regarding the addition of playground phrase to layer 5 IO. And here's the PR. There were some suggestions from Nikhil as well. So I added those suggestions, and so currently we have this page for playground. And so this will be linked from this project page and playground. Yes, this is currently the playground page. So this page actually signifies the features that Cloud Native Playground has and what the users can experience in that. So if anyone has any feedback regarding any UI changes or anything that any additions that can be made to this page, please feel free to suggest.
Shivam, if you move to the light mode, there is a slight issue with the second image. Yeah, if you scroll down a bit. Yeah, this one, the below part and the top part, I guess the whole part is being cut off.
Okay. We can have another graphic for light mode.
Yeah, is that double shading intentional?
Well, it was not intentional. In dark mode, it is not visible. It was not intentional. We'll have to change.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, nice.
And is the issue stated by Udit is solved? Are we able to scroll now?
Yeah, this review side, yeah, I've covered this in another PR. I'll move on to that as well if anyone have any other feedback on this.
Yeah, the page, I know it's difficult. The page could be longer.
Yeah, we have to add more content.
Nice. Yeah, one thing we could, potentially do is explain just a little bit about the playground environment itself, the fact that there's a live cluster and that, yeah, you can create designs and deploy your designs, and so you can test them out. That there's a couple of items that are listed inside of the FAQs on the play.meshery.io on that website at the bottom. There's a couple of pieces of information that might work for content on that page. So questions like, will I lose my designs, the ones that I create inside the playground? And importantly, no, they won't lose the designs. They will lose any deployments that they've done, because we clean out the playground environment every 24 hours, but that doesn't include designs that people have created. So there's potential content, I guess. So,
Anything else on this?
the only other thing is, this is actually maybe a request for a volunteer on the call. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, Shivam, there are, those quotes that you guys were just talking about. There's one individual from HPE, Max Milano, the guy with the red shirt. He's coming up here in a moment. He gave 2 quotes, and that's great. But he shows up twice, kind of in a row. It looks like he's there once, and then Nick is in between. So here comes Max Milano in red. Great. And he's a spiffy engineer. He works on Spire. He's at HP. He had said something, and then he also said something else. But to the lazy reader, to the, which most of us are on websites, it just looks like we're repeating ourselves, the same guy. Only 2 people said something, like that guy and that guy. And so if there's a volunteer on the site or on today's call, if someone wants to just comment out or remove one of the 2 of those quotes, that would be helpful. We can use the second quote on a different page, but just not in this carousel. Yeah, so Vishrut, if that's you, man, that would be great. Let me know if you... Oh, nice. Thank you much. Okay, that's great. Vishrut, the guy who likes red, if I remember. Okay.
I think that was someone else.
Oh, no, okay. Oh, geez, okay. Sorry.
So thanks for the feedback, Lee. And so moving on to the other topics. So here's a PL that covers some of the changes. First of all, there was some crashes on the news page templates in dark mode. Since this is our site, and in dark mode, when we click on the news page, it doesn't load the content. There were some crashes. So it's now fixed. It was just a minor change that had to be done. And another update is that I changed the call to action on the logs from Docker extension to meshmap. So it can be redirected to try meshmap log pages.
Those are 2 great. That's a great update, both of those, Shivam. Shivam, a quick question, and this is maybe good for anyone else who contributes to the Layer 5 IO website, is on that other issue with the news, collection crashing occasionally. Was that issue, the root cause of that, was that with respect to images that were being used?
Yeah, it was with respect to the images. It was because some of the news resources were not given the dark thumbnail file. So I just had to add a conditionals that if the dark thumbnail file is present, only then fetch the public URL of that. Else we can directly use the thumbnail file.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. I wonder if we have a few different types of collections in the website. So resources and blog posts and news and community members. And I wonder if this is that if condition is pervasive. Like I wonder if we shouldn't be checking on, just proactively checking to confirm. So,
Actually, yeah, this is inside a reusable component. That's a card component. So wherever we are using this card component, it is like checking if the front dark thumbnail is present or not. But I guess it is fine because that will also help us further. We won't face any issues like.
yeah. Just, yeah, so yeah, probably we're fine everywhere else, but it doesn't hurt to check is what you're saying. So, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Got you, okay. Makes sense.
And
So the cat, sorry to interrupt in that, but with the point of that discussion was for folks that work on the site, there is some consideration every time you make every time you make a change, there's some consideration around light mode and dark mode. And it's a very frequent gotcha that will happen to contributors is that, you're working in one mode and you kind of forget that the second one is there. Something else that's a pretty common gotcha that I see a lot on this call is you'll be working on a change, you'll be doing something and it looks great and it's working well. And then it comes time for a review and somebody pulled it up on a mobile device and it looks terrible. And so that's the other very common gotcha is that it's not responsive. So, okay.
thanks on that. And so next update is that I added the Meshery Cloud repo in the repository overview page right here. So to just check, are the specifications correct? Like, I don't know, but as a maintainer.
Yeah, that's a good, right. So Meshery Cloud is the new entry at the bottom and it has React.js and that's very true. And we do need some maintainers listed there. So there are, by the way, there's some vacancies for maintainerships. There's some vacancies for meshmates as well. But is under backend projects, is Meshery Cloud listed as well?
Because I haven't listed that under backend for projects.
That's another easy one for somebody on the call. I might want to just add another row under backend project. For Meshery Cloud, it's also written in Golang. So cool, I'll try to open an issue or something.
Okay. And so the last is that I changed the review slider settings. It was that. So now it scrolls the full card when we scroll. So initially it scrolled only till this length, but now it scrolls.
Nice. That's nice.
These were the updates.
Thanks, Shivam. So next up we have updates from Shibu. So Shibu would like to share screen.
Yes. Hello. Hello.
Kind of. You sort of are. We can hear you. You just come in and out a little bit. But yeah, keep going.
There's something.
Cool. So does anyone know what Shibu's topic is about?
So, yeah. Basically, this topic was mine. I need to make this compatible for dark mode. Hello. Am I audible?
Yep, very good. Makes sense. So make the drop-down dark mode beam compatible. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I get a problem. So I did some of the things, but I'm unable to find that how can I make these things. Like I make this thing at in dark mode. It looks like this and like this, but these things are not changed. So how can I do this?
So you don't have to change the SVG part. You can just add the whole background theme to the whole row.
Yeah, but I'm unable to find the things that where exactly I need to change. So I check every.
Okay, we'll review the PR and we can provide the feedback there. Will that work? Okay. So next up we have updates on trailing backslash from Randy and Nikhil, but I guess both of them are not on the call. So we can skip this topic for now. So let's move to next item. That's by Akanksha on make SVG responsive on page. So Akanksha would like to share screen.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Just 1 second. I'm just sharing my screen. Yeah. Is it visible?
Yep, it is.
Okay. So mine was a minor fix about making the SVG responsive. Like previously, this image was not showing up in the mobile view, and yeah, I actually previously did with the width of this SVG images in this file to 80% because 100% wasn't working at that time for some reason. It might have been a problem on my end with the local development setup, but then I was suggested to make it 100%. So after that, I realized it was working perfectly. So then I fixed it, and I also came across another issue in the same page, like in the mobile view. When we go down, we can see this carousel. It's like coming half and half of both sides, actually. So if this is not taken by anyone, I would like to work on this as well.
Yep, sounds relevant. Yeah, you can open up an issue and continue with a fix for it.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Nice quick update, Akanksha. Yeah, let me share my screen again. I'm having trouble while sharing today. So next up we have a call for volunteer by Shivam. So Shivam would like to make a call for this. I'll open up the GitHub issue. I guess it was by Vivek. Yeah. Sorry. Vivek would like to make a call for volunteer for this.
Yes. So if you go to the page, Gaurav, scroll down a bit, little please. So we are in need of enhancing this CTA. That's for Docker extension from Meshery, and Saksham is on the call. I think he was working on it, but yes, we need someone to volunteer for enhancing this CTA. And what's the desired result? We had like a 5 to 10 minutes discussion on this on the last website call. I will share the link in the chat. So anyone who wanna work on it can like raise their hands there.
Yeah, I guess Saksham hasn't progressed on this, so let's not squat this issue and
Exactly,
reassign to a new contributor.
Yeah.
Yep. So a quick comment is given by Lee in chat. Change the gray to transparent. Yep, that's what we want. So okay, thank you for making a call for volunteer. Anyone who would like to work on this issue, you can signal now in chat or comment on the GitHub issue. So moving on, next we have update from Udit on reducing bundle size. So Udit would like to share.
Yeah, that's a
Sure.
yeah. So earlier we were using different libraries for just a simple carousel. So there was Nuka carousel and the second was React Slip. So Lee recommended that we should just use one library, which is React Slip. So I just replaced, just remove this Nuka carousel and implemented the React library in the meshmap feature here. So if you go to this Meshery parameter measurement, you can see this is the carousel for, because earlier using Nuka carousel, I've replaced it with React Slip. It just works the same like before, just a different library. Yeah, so that's, and also I think no one has reviewed this PR, so I'll just put the link here. But that's pretty much it.
So of the, going back to the last topic then, Akanksha was just highlighting an issue with the carousel in mobile view. And so Akanksha, if it would be, well, so if Udit swaps out the library that we're using for those carousels, that will have an effect. Maybe that will fix the mobile view issue, and maybe it won't. Excuse me. So it would actually be really helpful if you were to give a peer review on his PR. And one of the tests that you can use to review his PR is, do you still get that split screen, or that split on the carousels in mobile view or not? Akanksha, does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yes. And Vivek was correct. I thought Akanksha, I misread it. I don't know why. Because there was an Anushka Ja that was here before, but okay, I'm getting everything confused. I'm getting my reds confused with my pinks.
Okay, cool. So moving on, next we have an update on Meshery Catalog on Refactor by Senali. Senali, would like to share?
Am I audible?
Yep, you are. Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah. In this PR, I create the catalog page. Last week, according to the design, I changed the last week PR. Anyone have feedback regarding this page? You can share.
Yeah, so Senali is presenting a brand new page. This one characterizes the fact that there's a catalog of existing design templates, design patterns that people who use Meshery can draw from, they can reuse, they can add their own designs into the catalog. Actually, all of you can add your own designs into the catalog. We didn't have a page that on this site that was dedicated to describing the catalog. Senali, just for reference for everyone else, if you were to visit the catalog on meshery.io, just so that everybody has an understanding of what it looks like, that might be helpful. And then everybody is welcome to comment on this new page that Senali is putting up. So here's the catalog. So Senali, yeah, I don't know if you want to speak to this. But yeah, so it's meshery.io/catalog. You can browse the catalog just like you would any other website, any other shopping site. And hopefully it's very useful to people. But Senali was helping ensure that we describe what the catalog is and its purpose, its value, and why people might want to use it. Senali, one thing that we would want to ensure that we have here on this page is a description of the fact that not only can people consume existing content from the catalog, but that users can also publish content into the catalog. So it's a bi-directional thing. That's one thing to make sure of that we have. Another thing, there's two other things that can pop to mind that anybody else on the call is welcome to offer feedback. But one thing that might be obvious to you already, and I don't know, is the fact that like the catalog icon is, there's probably a light version of that catalog icon in the black circle in the second section. That there's probably a different version of that icon that has a higher contrast that you could use. There is, if Vivek or someone else on the call doesn't help you get it, it's in Figma. You could optionally change the background of the circle to some lighter color. Another piece of feedback is, well, up above in the green, the hero section, it uses a green text, which, so if you scroll to the very top, the hero section is at the top. That green cloud native catalog, it's somewhat eye-catching, which is nice, but we also use this Keppel green, this green color, to indicate hyperlinks. And so I don't know that it's the ideal choice, because if it's not clickable, then we're in some respects lying to the user, or like we've taught them on other pages that if something's green, we should be able to, or rather if text is green, you should be able to click it. It's a hyperlink. Just food for thought on that one. I mean, it's a sexy looking page. It's a sleek page. It's nice. It's really easy for me to sit here and give feedback. That's just really easy to sit here and criticize it. On the button that says create catalog, while we might want to change what the text is, and that's fine, but I just wanted to know, yeah, it looks like it links people over to the instructions for how to publish to the catalog. Okay. So we actually need this enhanced. If you click that link and visit the page, the current instructions for how to publish to the catalog are antiquated. They speak to the old way. So here's the current instructions, probably buried somewhere in here maybe. But this really isn't how, whatever this says on the page isn't going to be accurate. The way that people publish to the catalog is that you use Meshery's user interface, you use Meshery UI, you make some designs, and you click a button called publish. And we don't have that documented. So that's something that we need inside of Meshery docs. So for Noreen or for Senali or other people that are on the call that might want to document that in Meshery docs, that's an area of open need. But does anybody else have feedback for Senali?
Yeah, I have something. Can you switch to mobile view? Hello. Yeah, actually, it looks perfect on your side. At my side, when I switch to mobile view, the icon on the first section, the first three are distributed perfectly. The last one is, in kind of way out. I can share my screen to show that if you want it.
Okay.
It looks good on your side.
Yeah, Siddhesh, you can, I think, comment on the PR with the screenshot of yours.
Okay.
That will help Senali to work
No
around.
problem. Okay. Yeah, I was talking. Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, and the second one from my side is, I think at the very first, like if you scroll to the top, the navbar and the content is on the left side. It seems to be merging together. So was that intended, or should we add a light border in the navbar?
Senali, do you want to answer?
Uh, yeah, I think both the colors same. That's why it's like that way. When we start to scroll, it have some shadow. Yeah, I keep as it is because all the pages look like this way to keep the consistency. I keep
Okay.
as it is.
Okay then. So Ritik has shared the link of Figma in chat. You can take a look. So any more update from you, Senali?
Mm, which
Okay. Okay then. Yeah. Thank you for the update, Senali. Let me share screen again. So we are done with discussing layfi.io updates. So let's move to next section. That's docs.meshery.io. So first up is again a call for volunteer to add a catalog page. So here's an open issue. I'll share the link in chat. So this issue describes we need a page for describing Meshery Catalog. So you can definitely, if anyone wants to work on this issue, you can comment on this. I see two contributors. One is this.
Yash is on the call, right? Yash
Yes,
would
yes,
like to.
I'm
Yes.
Uh, so Yash, are you comfortable taking this issue?
Yeah, sure.
Okay then let's assign this one to you.
Okay,
So
there's one more guy who was like willing to work. So like, is it possible or should I go alone?
um yeah, let's first. I guess he committed first, so let's give him the chance first to work on this issue. If we don't show any updates, so we'll reassign it to you.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
So moving on to next, we have an update from Chino, but I don't see Chino on the call. So let's quickly go over his update.
Yes.
So he made a position fix for the button code snippets on the quick start page. Let's take a look at the preview. Yep, this looks fine to me.
Also, there was a problem like the overflowing of these icons you see, yellow, red, and green in the smaller screen. So he also fixed it.
Yeah, and I think we also had a feedback with the colors of this. I guess it should be
Okay.
greenish, shades of green. I guess someone made a feedback on this. I'll share the preview link in chat. So does anyone has a quick feedback for Chino? If not, we'll move to next item. But made a feedback on this. I'll share the preview link. Okay, so moving on next, we have an update on Meshery.io. First one is open modal when clicked on individual page from Ishan. Do we have Ishan on the call?
No, this is an item from last website's meet, and yes, Ishan is not on the call.
Okay, then let's quickly review his PR. Okay, so he has worked on this modal fix. Okay, then let's have a review on this PR from contributors who are contributing to Meshery.io website.
But with regarding to the previous one, yes, this one, I also mentioned in the Slack that right now there is to be when clicked on the any of the cards, there will be a preview for about 1 second, and then it will be redirected to a new page. So either we can change it to the for the hover event, or we could add a little. We could increase the time skip for about 5 seconds or more, or give the user the option to redirect to the new page. like having two events at the same time doesn't looks good.
Yeah, makes sense to me. So yeah, you can comment on the PR, Karan. That seems relevant. Okay, so moving on next, we have an update from Sumit. So Sumit is on the call. So Sumit would like to share your screen.
Yes, yes. Is my screen visible?
Yep, it is.
So this is an issue. In this PR, I have added the inline styling in all the component where the code is used. So I have to remove this in this PR. This PR. So I remove in this all inline styling in this PR and add styling in CSS file.
Yep,
So this is the
looks good. Yeah, that's a nice code enhancement that we want.
Just
Yeah,
a small
thank you.
thing, Sumit. When you open this page in the website, that the preview in the not in the preview, I would say the redirected
Model.
page, the effects and the model component. Yeah, they both have different effects. So could you just streamline both of them in this PL only?
Okay, I will see this.
Yeah, because the like in the JWT, there's the JSON text which should be identified as the JSON, not as a text format. Yeah, right
Okay.
now it is identified as a text one, but in the preview, if you could see or any of the like, it will be identified. So just streamline that one.
Okay. Okay, I'll look at this issue. Okay.
Cool. Then of the class that you're changing, Sumit, is that class
Yes.
the base level element for code?
Yes, this is the main parent class of the all the elements are used for include folder.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's the single page class. I see.
Right.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm stop my sharing my screen.
Cool. Thank you for the update, Sumit.
Welcome.
So next up we have two updates from Darren. So Darren would like to share your screen.
So the first issue is with is it visible, right? It's visible, right?
Yep. Yeah, we can.
So the first issue was the layer 5 wasn't visible. So I fixed it to this. Now it's kind of visible, but the thing is it doesn't go with all the other ones. Yeah, I fixed it to this. It was just before, and then later on I fixed it. So I fixed it. So this is one of the issues. And the second issue was the radio buttons were completely visible.
Darren, you're quite not audible.
Just a second. Am I audible now?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. So the thing was, the first issue was the layer 5, the thingy was, and the dark mode wasn't completely visible, yeah, as you can see here. But then I fixed it to this. So it's now, it's kind of visible, but it doesn't go with all of the other ones. Because all of them are like completely white, and except the layer 5, the file logo has the color, the green color. So we don't actually have an image for the dark mode. The dark mode image isn't kind of visible in the thing. And the second issue was for the radio buttons. So
Yeah,
the
then
variable is,
just if you go back to that page.
yeah,
So if you scroll a bit up,
yeah,
so here we are saying it's created by layer 5 and we
yeah,
are showing it used by layer 5.
yeah. So
So
thing was, this wasn't ready.
do we need to state layer 5 here? I guess not.
I think so.
Lee can answer this, I guess.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Yeah.
And that might have been an issue caused by me. I'm not sure. But not to take away Darren's, to steal his thunder or to like take away what he was working on. But Darren, so we don't need to have that second layer 5 in the users section. Although, Darren, something we might want to do, I don't know, I really don't think it's worth the trouble. I'll say it anyway, and then I'll suggest that we get you a different issue to work on, is, well, the created by section and the used by section. Like, I don't know if anymore, if we necessarily need to call out layer 5 separately. It's true and nice that, this community and that company has, been the most significant contributor to the Meshery project, but I don't know that I think that stands for itself and doesn't necessarily need to be particularly highlighted here. So if you're not doing anything else, then I don't know. This is a bad suggestion because it's like, I don't know, should we say created and used by and list them all? Because all of those not only helped are users, but all of those also helped contribute. And so, you know what, you should probably just ignore what I just said. We should probably just remove that second layer 5, leave the rest as is for the moment.
But then what's your place here?
Yep, say it one more time.
So you're asking me to remove this, right?
If you would.
Yeah, that space will be empty. So it will look kind of incomplete with the rest of the thing.
Yeah, you can't imagine this, but actually it won't be empty. They'll just backfill.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a statically held position. These things should be placed relative. You'll find that if you remove it, it won't be an empty spot.
Yeah, so I'll do that.
Okay, cool then. So
second issue was regarding the radio buttons. So in the mobile view, it wasn't completely visible. So yeah, I fixed that too. Not as done. I even created a folder for this.
yeah, looks good. Just one issue with the Kuma icon, I guess. Yeah, I think we have this issue with the Kuma icon on dark mode.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so any feedback for Darren on this?
What was the change to?
He fixed the radio button for the mobile view.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Darren. So we are almost done with the items for today. So next up, let's discuss the open GitHub issues for play.mesh.io. So these are the unassigned, I guess. Some of the issues are assigned. So let's not discuss this thing. So we still have 3 minutes. So if anyone on the call who doesn't have any item to work, you can signal now in chat or sound off. So we'll definitely give an item to you to work on. So does everyone on the call has an item to work?
Hello everyone. This is Deepak this side, and I'm newcomer. So I'm newbie. I don't know anything. Can you please help me out?
Yeah, sure. So Deepak, I suggest you to join the newcomers call that happens every week on Thursday. and you can definitely give this one a quick read. So that call is especially for the newcomers, not just for, I'm just saying for Deepak. So if anyone who is new to the community, new to the project, if you want to deep dive into the Layer 5 community, learn more about different projects, anything. So we have a weekly call on Thursday. You can subscribe to this Layer 5 community calendar, press this big fat yellow button. It will automatically sync with your Google Calendar. I'll just quickly share the link in chat. I hope to see every newcomer and on the call on Thursday, I guess.
Okay, great.
Cool. So if does anyone has any questions?
Hello.
Yes, I have one question. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
sure. Yeah, Siddesh or Sumit, go ahead.
Okay, so I was thinking about working on this issue. I'll put the link. It is about adding the contact form on the Meshery Play repository. So do you have to just create the contact form in the documentation, or do you have to connect it to the backend as well? So what is
if you just add the contact form in the UI, we'll just link it with the workflow that will automatically run. So yeah, no backend changes are required for that.
Okay. And yeah, somebody mentioned we can use the built-in contact form from the layer5.io website. So I cannot find it. Is this the correct page to search for? I've also shared that in the chat.
Okay, let me open up that.
It says just ask.
So yeah, it has a modal with the information.
Okay.
So what issue are you referring here?
Yeah, I've also shared that. Okay, that was different shadow. Just a minute. Yeah, I added that in the chat.
Okay, yeah, creating a contact form for play.meshery.io. Yeah, this makes sense. So you can use the same one from the layer5.io. That will work.
Okay.
Okay, cool then. So we are at top of the hour. So thank you all for joining today's website meeting. We had a good list of agenda item today. So we'll meet you next week, same time, same place. Bye all.
Yeah. So Garv, I apologize. Just one quick thing, because I feel
sure.
I feel like I was saying earlier that I had a challenge to offer out for folks to do, and it's not an easy one. It's you'd have to be fairly well skilled with React, and you'd be well supported. You wouldn't be tossed out into the deep end and left to swim onto your own. But it has to do with authorization and front-end authorization using using a library like castle.js. And so a number of you signaled interest, and just in general, I think a number of you signaled interest in taking on something meatier, irrespective of what that specifically was. So I did take note of the names of the folks that are interested to get more deeply engaged. And we take internships really seriously. Everything that's built that you see before you is built from someone that sits beside you. It's like everything is built openly here. And by people just as experienced or just as inexperienced as you, depending upon how you view yourself. But we make sure to, and if we're going to take on something like, so I don't know, we're starting internships all the time, and we're stopping internships all the time. Our challenge actually, like right now, we need to go submit, well, as many internships as we want for LFX. And I don't know that we should do anymore. Like, I don't know. We need more maintainers. We need more mentors to help steward people that come through internships. my time and specifically for me, my time, I don't know the count of the number of people that I mentor. It's about all that I do. And I hate to say it, it's been 3 years of mentoring. I actually need to turn my focus to making sure that layer 5 is sustainable, because we don't sell anything. We don't, and 3 years of not selling 3 years of no income is like a long time, especially with mouths to feed. So anyway, I don't say all that I say all that just to say, like, if I don't come knocking on your door immediately after you haven't raised your hand, there's a bunch of reasons for that. A couple of which I just said, and then 2 of which I listed in the chat about like whether or not someone is positioned for success. Like if you're going to go through an internship, you will be successful because your success is our success and your failure is our failure. We ain't going to fail. So you will be successful, and it will be super painful for you if you're not ready, because we're going to go and we'll make you successful. It's just you'll have growing pains. And that's not the goal. The goal is to grow with just a small amount of pain, because a small amount is healthy, but not a lot. So anyway, keep volunteering. There's a little bit of a secret that I don't know that everyone here is aware of, is like, is if you're here and showing up and engaging in something, you're more or less taking away internship experience. Like you're more or less hopefully learning as you go, sharing with, teaching others, being taught, challenging others, being challenged. And you're kind of, you're taking away one of the 2 most important things that you could get from an internship. So the experience being one of them, the second one being a line item on your resume. No, the second one being relationships. It's the people next to you. You wouldn't believe it, but they're incredibly important. You'll have to wait a decade maybe to find that out, but they're real important. So anyway, if you don't get engaged specifically into like one of these internship level challenges that I was referring to, of which we need to go file, we'll probably file like 5. I say I don't know that we're going to file any, but we'll probably end up filing like 5. Guess what? Those that see them posted and come to participate, they're already not going to be selected. It's those that have been here and putting in doing their bit, putting in their time, coming to understand the projects, coming to figure out if they like the community at all, coming to figure out if they're able to be impactful, if they're able to learn. It's only then that we would support someone and elevate them into an internship. It's basically like getting a promotion at work. And some of you might have worked long enough or in certain environments that you would know that this is true already, which is, it's a bad idea. It's not a good idea to promote people from one position into the next to receive a promotion if that person isn't already performing at that level. And it seems like a catch-22. It seems like a chicken before the egg type challenge. It's like, how do I work at the level that I want to be promoted to if I don't have that assigned formal responsibility? It's like, well, you just do it. Well, you do it. You show up. People engage you how you engage others. I don't know. Did I know that someone's favorite color was black or red on the call before it started? No. They could have said it was pink and I would have just assumed it was pink when it was really something else. But that would have been because that's how they engaged. If you engage, you'll be engaged at the level that you engage at. That isn't always true. That isn't true of many workplaces, but that certainly is true of here. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you want an internship, come get them. There's more of them here than you can have. Moreover, if you don't get one formally assigned, you're basically getting the experience anyway. And it's here for the taking. Show up. If you show up and you start talking on the call and you're asking for feedback, do you think that you're not going to get it? No. It'd be really awkward if no one gave you any feedback. You're going to get feedback. Well, it's the same thing. Like, you just come and take it. Like, how many times did we say no on this call? I don't know. We only said no once, and that was by accident, because probably it was me that accidentally put layer 5 into the used by. And so Darren gets to work on something else. But other than that, mostly it was a yes, good job. Here's what you can do to change that. Here's how others can support you. So Like, it isn't the line item on your resume. That's the most important thing. You can go write down anything you want on your resume right now. And you can either totally underrepresent it or totally overrepresent it when you finally engage with an interview or you finally engage with someone that wants to. So yeah, anyway, random food for thought. I just didn't want to have made some offhanded suggestion that, oh, people can come engage in this challenge and then let 10 of you drop without like a response. So I'll end it with this, that if you're doing great things here, there's no way in hell we're not going to come find you, support you, and elevate you and your work. We only want more of that. Like, so you don't have to come knocking. We'll come. I mean, it becomes really obvious who's making an impact. I mean, it's really obvious. Well, cool. Anyway, happy Monday. I guess I'm awake now.
All right. So thanks again for joining, everyone. We'll meet you next week. Bye all.
Yeah, bye, Garth. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, Gaurav.